Buenos dias. Good morning. Today we come together on this corner, very close to where Leonel spent most of his time in life. It's really to celebrate Leonel's life. Cities do this often. States do it, countries do it. They memorize people who passed in this way so that everyone can remember them. I'm a veteran, and so seems like every Veterans Day we do something like this for someone who fought in a war. It's a sad day when we have to do it for someone who lost their life in this way. Esto es una cosa ordinaria. Esto pasa cada año que una ciudad, un municipio, un gobierno hace una dedicación de una calle por diferentes gente que han dado su vida. Yo soy un veterano del ejército de Estados Unidos y casi cada año del día de veteranos se siente que nosotros nombramos una calle, una esquina para un soldado, una soldada que ha dado su vida. Pero qué triste y raro es hacerlo por una persona que dio su vida de una manera tan sin razón, que es una cosa rara. Pero es lo que debemos hacer. That is what we have to do because we want to make sure that people don't ever forget that through all this stuff that happened, that a life was lost, a beautiful life was lost. And like when we do this for soldiers, we want people to walk by and see the sign and say, I wonder who that was. And we put the rank and the service date and all that stuff so that we can remember who that was. And you may not know all that, you don't need to know all that stuff about them, but you know that they were a sergeant who served in the Korean War and died on a certain date. And we hope when they come by Leonel's sign, they're going to say, I remember that kid. And their parents will say, I remember that kid. Pero debemos hacer esto porque es bien importante que nosotros recordamos lo que ha pasado. Es justo recordar las cosas que ha pasado. Por eso que lo hacemos para los soldados, para que cuando uno pase por estos letreros dicen, yo no conozco a ese tipo, pero lo conozco que era sargento y estaba en el ejército y dio su vida en tal día. So, esperamos cuando pasen el letrero de Leonel van a decir, ay, yo me recuerdo de ese muchacho. Y los hijos van a decir, yo me recuerdo de ese muchacho. Y los padres van a decir, no, yo me recuerdo de ese muchacho. Vivió aquí mimito. Para que cuando pasen ley y cuando el gobierno le da permiso a alguien a vender una cosa en nuestra comunidad o dar servicio en nuestra comunidad, que lo haga de una manera responsable. Que sea la última vez que nosotros ponemos un letrero aquí para todo el mundo que lo vea. Será la última vez. Porque es injusto lo que pasó. And we hope this will be the last time we have to put a sign up something like this. So when governments in our society give out the ability for people to give services and sell products to our community, that they do it in a responsible way. This is unnecessary. It should be the last time. It should be the last time that we name a street, a corner, anything after a child who lost his life for some uselessness, for recklessness. And it's been a year. It's been a crazy year. Ha sido un año loco, un año rápido, pero un año loco. Nadie esperaba lo que iba a pasar y nadie esperaba que nosotros íbamos a pasar un año y vamos a estar todavía aquí. Y que se iba a pasar ese año sin más pérdida. We're not really sure we ever thought we would get through the year and get on the other side of it. but we did. But we did it with a lot of help and a lot of support from a lot of people. Lo hicimos con mucho apoyo de mucha gente, de lejos y cerca. De los bomberos que vinieron de tan lejos en Massachusetts a ayudarnos a apagar los fuegos, a apoyar a nuestros bomberos. A la policía también que vinieron de lejos también a guardar nuestra propiedad y nuestra gente y asegurar que nosotros nos mantenemos seguros. La ambulancia, los trabajadores de obra pública, los trabajadores de servicios humanos, la Cruz Roja, gente que vinieron a dar nuestra ayuda en ese tiempo. Gente que no nos conocían a nosotros, que nosotros no conocíamos a ellos. Pero gracias a Dios ellos sí vinieron. Y a ellos debemos dar la gracia. So firefighters from close and far, police officers from close and far, EMS, the Red Cross, Department of Public Works, aid workers, people who came from far and wide who didn't know us and we didn't know them, but thank God they came. Because we really did need them. People who put pressure on Columbia Gas to do the right thing all day, every day. It goes without saying, our great governor and lieutenant governor, Governor Baker, Governor Polito, his secretariat, up and down, every person on that secretariat, they've helped so much. Our new congresswoman, her first thing to do was to deal with this. Senator Markey, Senator Warren, who brought Washington to Lawrence to put them on the record, to make sure they couldn't lie to us or what they were saying to us. We really appreciate those guys. And Senator Feingold, Representative Minicucci, Representative Devers, Representative Moran, all of them making sure, all of them who are here with us today as well, all of them making sure that the state did the stuff they were supposed to do. The city councilors who manned the shelters. When there was nothing else to do, they brought water to people. Councilor Giovanni Rodriguez, again, who are here with us today. Legislators who made sure that when they were talking about this, they made sure that they had the human factor included. And I see Senator Bruce Tarr is with us as well. The nonprofit organizations, Groundwork Lawrence, ECCF, the Essex County Community Foundation, with which we would not been able to have used the money that so many people gave. All those people that gave money. A whole year of giving money, a whole year of support from all the people I've mentioned. It felt like they never went away. And I hope that the family felt that we never really went away. Toda esa gente que mencioné, toda esa gente que nos ha ayudado, el año entero ahí por nosotros. Y a ellos todos le damos la gracia. Yo tengo el honor de traer a hablar ahora el gobernador de nuestro estado. El gobernador que cuando esto empezó, nosotros estábamos en diferentes equipos haciendo decisiones. Y te lo digo que se sintió que él cayó del cielo. Tipo que es tan grande, uno no lo esperaba y estaba ahí. Y nunca se fue. Y para mí eso fue una cosa bien importante, porque otra vez cuando cuando la compañía quería hacer o deshacer una cosa de una manera mala que no nos beneficia a nosotros, él nos defendió. And so it's important for us to recognize it. I feel like I say it all the time, and people think it's just kind of a quippy thing to say, but it did feel like the governor kind of fell out of the sky. And then he was there all the time. And then when the gas company wanted to zig one way that was not beneficial to us, he made sure that they zagged the right way. And they never left. And so it's a pleasure for me and an honor for me to bring out for some remarks, un honor para mí, para que él diga una cuanta palabra, the Governor of the Commonwealth, Charlie Baker.
Good morning. As I sat in the church this morning and I listened to the brave and beautiful words of Lucy Rondon, Leonel's sister, and had a chance to hug the members of his family, I thought of my own kids. Wasn't a government official. It's just a parent.
Dice el gobernador que esta mañana, mientras estuvo sentado en la iglesia, escuchando las palabras de Lucy Rondon y la familia, reflexionando en lo que estaba sucediendo, no como un oficial, sino más como un padre, viendo lo que estaba sucediendo.
Lucy talked about the fact that the terrible twist of fate that took her brother forced her to question God.
Lucy estaba diciendo que este cambio de situación, ¿verdad?, con su hermano, la llevó a ella a cuestionar a Dios.
And having visited that house the day after the explosions, seeing that car in the driveway and the fallen chimney, first thing I thought was 5 feet either way, 5 minutes either way. This horrible incident would have been avoided.
Dice que cuando él fue a visitar a la familia el próximo día y vio el carro en la entrada de la casa y vio la chimenea en el piso, dice que 5 minutos antes o después esto pudo haber sido prevenido.
And it spoke to the fact that it's critically important for those of us in public life to recognize and appreciate that everyone has a story.
Nos forzó a nosotros como oficiales a reconocer que toda persona tiene una historia.
Leonel had a story. And that plaque right there is going to speak to his story forever.
Leonel tenía también una historia y esta placa que estamos teniendo aquí también cargará su historia, tendrá su historia para siempre.
And his story was a life lost too young, through no fault of his own, because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, when a terrible tragedy occurred because of a misapplication of technology and work that was being done in this community.
Su historia es de una persona joven que perdió su vida demasiado temprano y sobre la falta de diría yo, de responsabilidad de organizaciones como lo es Columbia Gas. Yo no estoy, quiero aclarar que no estoy traduciendo palabra por palabra, sino interpretando.
He will be, for us, and I believe for many others, a constant reminder of the vigilance that's required of government and the entities we regulate and oversee.
Es un recuerdo también de la necesidad de monitorear el gobierno y las instituciones como es Columbia Gas, en este caso.
And I know I speak for everybody who works in our administration, that we will certainly never forget him or his family or the ordeal that they've been put through.
Y yo sé que también represento la voz de aquellos que están electos, que jamás olvidaremos la situación que sucedió ni lo que ha sucedido, todo lo que hemos tenido que sufrir después de esta tragedia.
And I think it's critically important for all of us to understand and appreciate that for him and for his family, it's important that his life matters and that his time here mattered, and that it's critical for us to show our respect to him and to his family by showing up at moments like this, and by recognizing and understanding that anything we can do to make sure this never happens again should be done with his memory and in his honor.
Y es importante, crítico, que apreciemos que su vida, la de su familia y lo que sucedió aquí sea recordado en honor con respeto.
I also have to thank the mayor, my friend the mayor of this great city, and his leadership team, and the folks at the Lawrence Police Department, the folks at the Lawrence Fire Department, and the citizens and the residents of this community for your grace and your courage and your kindness to each other and to those of us who tried to help during the brutal period of the past 12 months.
Quiero dar las gracias al alcalde Rivera, también su amigo y colega, y a su equipo de liderazgo, como también a la policía, el departamento de policía, bomberos y demás personas que estuvieron aquí, enseñando su coraje y su valentía, su generosidad y gentileza en esta situación.
Gracias, gracias, gracias.
So you can imagine that a city like ours, large in heart and work ethic, could find themselves feeling a little bit small fighting a company like NiSource or Columbia Gas. But we're Lawrence people, we're always up for a good fight. We know how to give it as good as we get it. But boy, what a difference it makes to have people help us in important and powerful places. And we heard what the governor and his staff did for us. But I don't think ever in the history of our city had there been a congressional hearing in our city. They could have made us all get in on an airplane and go to Washington. Yo creo que la primera vez en la historia de la ciudad de Lawrence que había una comisión del Congreso de los Estados Unidos federal que pasó aquí en la ciudad de Lawrence. Ellos bien simplemente podían asegurar que nosotros ponemos en un avión y salir allá a Washington a dar nuestra voz, a dar nuestra historia de lo que pasó. To go to Washington, give our story, to tell what happened. But we have a great friend, and he's a Lawrence kid once removed. His dad was a Lawrence kid who helped us make sure that all things were on the record for the federal government and really created this platform for us. And I know a lot of people think that when the federal delegation sends these letters, it's just like a publicity stunt. Y que la carta que ellos mandan es nada más una carta para hacer show, bulto. Pero realmente lo que pasó es ellos aseguraron que lo que iba a hacer Columbia Gas y no hacer estaba bien claro y lo hicieron en el récord del Congreso de Estados Unidos. Le dio la oportunidad de la familia dar su historia y su pena de lo que ha pasado al Congreso de Estados Unidos. Y también es ilegal hacer una mentira en ese testimonio. Soy asegurado que la compañía estaba ahí y dieron testimonio y tenían que ser la verdad. Y aprendimos mucho ese día. Porque de una vez que acabaron de hablar, se fueron. Y nosotros ahí esperando decir una cuanta cosa para que ellos escucharan lo que íbamos nosotros a hacer. And we did learn a lot that day, because you know it's illegal to lie to Congress, contrary to what happens every now and then out there. It is illegal. So the person I'm bringing up, he made sure that we had this opportunity to tell this story, that the Rondon family could tell their story into the congressional record and hold the Columbia Gas accountable what they said on the record. And we learned a lot that day because the moment they finished talking, they just bounced. So it's very important that our friend, Senator Ed Markey, gave us that opportunity. It's my pleasure to welcome him to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for your incredible leadership throughout this crisis. Thank you for helping to ensure that there would be a coordinated response, not just in Lawrence, but in Andover and North Andover as well. You showed tremendous leadership, and you continue to do so in fighting for the people of Lawrence, the people of Merrimack Valley.
So sorry. I'll move on from here. That's all
Okay,
right.
great.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. To the Rondon family, our deepest sympathies. As the mayor said, in November of 2018, I was able to bring a senatorial hearing to Lawrence.
So a la familia Rondón le damos nuestras condolencias de parte del Congreso y de su oficina, y que como recordarán, en noviembre del año pasado ellos trajeron una audiencia de senadores congresional para escuchar lo que estaba sucediendo, lo que sucedió después de la explosión.
I took this tragedy very personally. My
Fue esta
father,
tragedia muy personal. I think yeah, it's easier like that.
Yeah. My father grew up on the first floor of a triple-decker on 88 Phillips Street in South Lawrence.
Mi papá nació en el 88 de la Phillips en un edificio de 3 apartamentos en el sur de Lawrence.
On the day after this tragedy, I was able to not only tour where the disaster killed Leonel, but also to go over to 88 Phillips Street, where they had lost their power, their ability to be able to provide for their families as well.
So, el día después de la explosión tuve la oportunidad de hacer una visita, un tour, no tan solo en el lugar donde Leonel murió, sino también en toda el área de South Lawrence, y también en donde él estuvo con su papá en el 88 de la Phillips, donde también las personas que estaban ahí perdieron la electricidad y no podían proveerles a sus familias.
That is why I brought the Senate hearing here to Lawrence.
Por eso fue que traje la audiencia de Senado aquí a Lawrence.
This accident was not inevitable, it was preventable.
Este accidente no era inevitable, sino sí prevenible.
Leonel's death never had to have occurred.
La muerte de Leonel nunca debió haber sucedido.
The testimony of Leonel's sister Luciani was very powerful.
El testimonio de la hermana de Leonel, Lucy, fue muy poderoso.
She told us of what a beautiful brother Leonel was to her, a beautiful son to the family, a wonderful friend to everyone who he knew.
Ella habló sobre qué maravilloso fue Leonel como su hermano, como hijo, y aquí en la comunidad entre sus amistades.
The loss was terrible, and the goal that I had with that hearing was to make sure that no one else like Leonel ever had to lose their life again.
Esa pérdida fue terrible, y mi propósito con esta audiencia fue asegurarme de que este tipo de pérdida de vida jamás suceda de nuevo.
So Congresswoman Laurie Trahan, Senator Warren, and I introduced legislation
So, la congresista Laurie Trahan, senador Elizabeth Warren y este servidor introdujeron una pieza de legislación o de ley,
taking the lessons that we learned here in Lawrence from the testimony that we received that day.
tomando las lecciones aprendidas durante el testimonio para formar esta legislación.
We introduced legislation, the Leonel Rondon Pipeline Safety Act of 2019, into the United States Congress.
So it's the Leonel Pipeline. So ellos introdujeron el nombre de la ley es, básicamente tiene el nombre de Leonel. Pipeline viene siendo como el sistema de tuberías que existen. So básicamente la ley está a nombre de Leonel para asegurarnos que en el futuro esto no suceda.
It incorporates all of the safety lessons which we learned from this tragedy.
Incorpora todas las lecciones sobre seguridad que ellos encontraron o aprendieron mediante esta tragedia.
I have named this bill the Leonel Rondon Safety Pipeline Act so that when it passes the House and Senate, and it will, when it becomes a law, that all those whose lives are saved will have been saved in the future because of the Leonel Rondon Pipeline Safety Act.
So es el Leonel Rondon Pipeline Safety Act, el acta sobre la seguridad del sistema de tuberías llamada Leonel, para que esto nos recordemos siempre en el futuro, que esto fue un motivo de prevención y seguridad hacia el futuro en nuestra comunidad y en todas las comunidades.
It is already moving very rapidly through the Senate.
Está moviéndose rápidamente a través del Senado y ellos anticipan que será adoptada, pasada, apropiada.
So to the family of Leonel, we express our greatest sympathy, but know that in his name, in your family's name, there will be hundreds, thousands of lives which are saved in the future because of the sacrifice which you have made.
A la familia de Leonel Rondon le damos las gracias y nuestras condolencias, pero sepan que muchas familias, miles de vidas van a ser, la pérdida de miles de vidas van a ser prevenidas a través de esta acta y va a ser, como quien dice, su legado.
It is a great honor for me to be here in Lawrence to memorialize this incredible family and the sacrifice which you have made.
Es un gran honor estar aquí en Lawrence haciendo memoria a Leonel Rondon, esta tragedia, y le damos las gracias a todos y que básicamente ha sido una forma de conmemorar el sacrificio de la vida de Leonel y de su familia.
Thank you for inviting me today.
Gracias por la invitación.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One of our last speakers, before we unveil, is a friend and a colleague. We kind of grew up in politics together. Both worked together for a tough boss a long time ago. And so when this happened and she got to represent us in Washington, I think it was a blessing. Everybody who had to submit a claim, you know, that's this long process, very bureaucratic, all the attorneys and the adjusters and all that stuff. And you know, we got pretty wise to how complicated it was going to be, and some cases felt really hopeless, especially some of the business cases. And it felt like Congresswoman Tran, she was looking for those cases that were the most hopeless, and she moved the needle on them. Cases that we thought we weren't really going to get any more resolution from Columbia Gas. But I think with the full energy that she had as a brand new member of Congress and all the great things they're trying to do in Washington in the House of Representatives, she brought that power to us and got a lot of cases, a lot of claims moved that were basically still. La congresista que va a hablar ahora, la última antes que sacamos el letrero, ella realmente buscó los reclames más difíciles, los casos más difíciles, y ayudar a asegurar que esos casos realmente tenían un chin más de justicia, un chin más de apoyo, y realmente trajo el esfuerzo de Washington aquí a la ciudad de Lawrence y nos ayudó a nuestros hermanos y hermanas a sacarle más de Columbia y sacarle más del proceso que estaba medio parado por ello. So, el honor mío, my honor to call up Congresswoman Lori Tran.
Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Rondon, Leonardi, Lucy, friends and family, I think you now feel that the boundaries of Lawrence go well beyond Lawrence. We are all here today to honor, offer our prayers, and our never-ending support to you and your family for the loss of Leonel.
La familia Rondón, cada uno de ustedes, quiero que sepan que los límites de Lawrence se extienden más allá de los límites de la ciudad y que estamos aquí hoy orando y apoyándolos a ustedes después de esta tragedia.
We were reminded today in church of who Leonel was. He was beloved by his friends who are here today. He was funny and silly. He was a good uncle. He was a leader and often described by his teachers as a mentor at the Phoenix Charter Academy.
Hoy nos recordaron sobre quién era Leonel durante la misa, ¿verdad? El servicio. Supimos quién era él para sus amigos que estuvieron todos allí. Supimos de las cualidades lindas que tenía Leonel, que fueron varias.
There was a moment when I hadn't even taken office yet. It was during that congressional hearing that the senator called here in Lawrence, when I first met Lucy. And with all of her power and humility, she said to all of us, we will never have this loss be without meaning.
Y fue antes de partir, después de la audiencia, que conocí a Lucy, y ella no entiende el poder que ella tuvo. ¿Cómo se más de eso?
We will not let this loss be without meaning.
Y que esta pérdida de vida no va a ser sin tener ningún tipo de significado.
Hear those words pierced all of us with emotion and pain.
Esas palabras penetran con emoción y dolor.
And so much has already been said, but what I want the Rondon family to know, what I want Lucy to know,
Mucho se ha dicho ya hasta ahora, pero que yo sí quiero que la familia Rondón sepa, que Lucy sepa,
is that Leonel's life is always going to have meaning.
que la vida de Leonel siempre va a tener un significado.
We are going to work together in Washington to have the Pipeline Safety Act passed in your brother's name.
Vamos a trabajar fuertemente en el Congreso para que esta legislación pase a ese nivel en el Congreso.
I know that at the Phoenix Academy Art Recovery Room, he's felt there.
Yo sé que en la Academia de Phoenix Academy, donde él asistía, los cuartos que le pusieron, cuartos de sanación o recuperación en su memoria,
And right here,
y aquí mismo.
at the start of this beautiful greenway,
Al
Leonel will be
principio
remembered.
de este Greenway, de esta jornada, ¿verdad? Sistema de conexiones y jornada, siempre será recordado.
I am proud and humbled to be a part of this dedication. I am proud and humbled to work with such an unbelievable team.
Yo estoy orgullosa y me siento humildemente apreciada y agradecida de ser parte de este evento de hoy y de ser parte de este equipo.
And I know that today that Leonel is here in spirit, and in spirit we're never far apart. Thank you.
Y sabemos que hoy Leonel está aquí en espíritu y el espíritu nunca desaparece. Gracias.
Thank you.
So Leonel was a Lawrence kid, and I think it's important to note that when we were in Mass today that there was a lot of his friends and the family's friends, a lot of young people around. I know that Phoenix Academy, I know at the school department they're doing a moment of silence, and it's important to note that that when you see one of them, just tell them you love them. We did that walking in the, because I think it's easy for them to think that they might be irrelevant in this process, but they're not. We really have to remind them all that everything they do matters to us. And if you don't think that the things they do matter to you, you're wrong. So even if you don't know a kid, just tell them you love them when you walk by them today, that are here today, because they're here mourning their friend. And some of them in their classroom mourning their friends too. And I just wanted to say thank you to Superintendent Parrish, who's with us. Superintendent Parrish was here a hot 2 weeks. She had just been superintendent for 2 weeks, and she had to figure out a way to put support system in our public schools. with a partnership with the Phoenix to make sure that all of our kids felt loved and supported, and she did a great job. Nada más dije que es importante, como hay muchos de los muchachos aquí que están aquí apoyando, recordando a Leonel, que le damos el amor a ellos, diciéndole que lo queremos mucho, que a ellos importa, las cosas que ellos hacen nos importan a nosotros tremendamente. Y no pasar hoy, si tú ves a un muchacho, dile que lo quiere. Aunque es tuyo o no es tuyo, dile que lo quiere. Para que ellos entiendan bien que lo que ellos hacen nos importa a nosotros y lo queremos mucho. Con eso quiero decir si pueden pasar la familia Rondón, papá Miguel, la mamá Rosalí, Leonardi, Luciani y Rani, que pueden pasar, que vamos a descubrirle el estreno. We're going to go over, we're going to just take the thing off the, unveil the sign. We have a, we do have another sign. That we're going to give to them so they can take with them wherever they go. And Doug Sheff, representing the Rondon family, is going to come up and say a few words while they stand with them.
Miguel. Get your father. Come. Stand here. Good morning. I'm Doug Sheff from the Sheff Law Offices. We are truly honored to represent the Rondon family. When the Rondons see this beautiful sign, they will see Leonel. They will see his smile. They will hear his music. And they will feel his love. Nothing can replace him. He was the heart and soul of this fine and decent family. And this family is thankful to this great community which continues to recover, and to the first responders, the town officials, legislators, the governor, lieutenant governor, State Senator Feingold, Congresswoman Trahan, Senator Markey, and of course the mayor, who have been working, as you heard, tirelessly to ensure that people are safe and this sort of catastrophe can never, ever happen again. We will continue to work with the Rondons and also with all of our might support the Leonel Rondon Pipeline Safety Act as it works its way through Congress, so that everyone throughout the entire country, because this reaches well beyond the Merrimack Valley, this family has allowed changes to occur throughout the entire nation so that people can feel secure in their homes, in their schools, and at work. We're also very pleased to announce that Sheff Law will provide an annual award to support the prevention of fire and explosion hazards within our Commonwealth and well beyond. Leonel will never be forgotten, and the Rondons are honored to be part of this day of remembrance in behalf of their wonderful son and brother. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank everyone who took the time to come out today to support the family. Darle las gracias a todos que vinieron hoy a apoyar la familia. And really, and through them, support us, the whole community of Lawrence. Y por ellos, apoyando la familia, apoyando nuestra comunidad entera. Fue un año duro. Uno que nosotros no queríamos pasar. Pero con la ayuda de Dios, el apoyo de nuestro amigo y familia, estamos aquí un año después. It's been a long year, and it's not a year we wanted to pass, and I wanted to make sure everybody that came to help out, we want to thank them for supporting us. And it was a year we didn't want to go through, but with the help of God and our families and friends, we made it through, and we're still here. I want to thank everyone, and this ends our ceremony. Thanks.